Good morning, students of Standard 10th rather. With continuing with our revision process, we will be discussing the dust of snow today. A little bit intricate details, the value point wise, so that the points stay with you and any question associated with it can be answered. It's a very small poem, little poem, but the explanation goes deep and lengthy because there are lots of things that has to be explained that the poet has left unclear or not because of the symbols used by the poet. This is a great example of symbolism, how nature has been used as a symbol to represent different things. So we'll start with the introduction of the poet. Now his full name was Robert Lee Frost. He was born on 26 March 1874 and he died on January 29th, 1963. He was an American poet. His work was initially published in England before it was published in America. He is one of the path-breaking poets of USA, right? Generally, poetry was associated with England or Britain. Irish poets and British poets, they were famous for writing great poetries. But America started making breakthrough in poetry in the 19th century, and many poets were born during that time. Walt Whitman was among one of them that you have read, the poem Animals that you must have read in your regular classes. Like Walt Whitman, who was nonconformist, Robert Frost was a nature poet. He was always been referred to as a nature poet. He is highly regarded for his realistic description of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech. His work frequently employed settings from the rural life in New England in the early 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. One of the most popular and critically respected American poets of the 20th century, Frost was honored frequently during his lifetime, receiving 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. He became one of America's rare public literary figures, almost an artistic institution. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic work. And to add to that, he is among one of my favorite poets. Whenever I get a chance to explain his poem, I myself feel happy because he says so much in so little. So the first stanza is actually both the stanzas. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. So let's take example of the first stanza. The way a crow shook down on me the dust of snow from a hemlock tree. Basically, now look at the symbol. Crow is a symbol, shaking is a symbol, dust of snow is a symbol, and hemlock tree. So all the 4 verses of this poem provides you with one symbol or another. Like crow is a symbol of bad omen, death. Shaking is a symbol of weakness. Dust of snow means almost nothing. Dust is almost nothing. And hemlock tree, being a poisonous tree, is again a symbol of bad omen or death. You see the way symbols have been used over here. Now, something about this poetry. The Dust of Snow is a beautiful short poem written by Robert Frost. The poem tells that even a simple moment has a large significance. The poet has mentioned crow and hemlock tree in this poem. Crow signifies his depressive and sorrowful mood, and hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. Both these signify that the poet was not in a good mood. So he describes the dark, depressive and bitter side of nature to present a mood similar to his. Now the second stanza has given my heart a change of mood and saved some part of a day I had rued. What is this? Now here he has used no symbols, but this is very abstract explanation, whether he didn't explain why his mood has changed. He first stanza gives you symbols which are bad and poor, but he says this changed his mood from bad to good, and his day which was almost wasted, he was regretting that day, and the day was saved. Whatever part of the day was late was saved because he was no longer regretting the day because his mood was changed. Now, how come this change was brought? This the poet never explains. Now we have to figure out through the symbols he have presented the reason behind his change of mood. The poet says that once he was in a sad, depressive mood and was sitting under a hemlock tree. A crow sitting on the same tree shook off the dust of snow, that is, small particles of snow that remain on the surface after the snowfall, on the poet. This simple action changed the poet's mood. He realized that he had just wasted a part of his day repenting and being lost in sorrow. But the change in his mood made him realize that he should utilize the rest of the day in some useful activity. His sorrow was washed away by the light shower of snow dust. His spirit was revived and he got ready to utilize the rest of his day. But once again, here too, okay, let's try something else. Let's complete this first. What is the opinion of Robert Frost? The poem Dust of Snow by Robert Frost is a simple and short poem, yet with a deeper and larger meaning. The poet explains how an act as petty as experiencing snow on one's body can brighten one's day. The message of the poem is put into words by Robert Frost. This is the message that Robert Frost wanted to deliver. Always, always a larger significance. A little thing touches a larger thing. Right? Before I come on to symbols and the literary devices, let's take a detailed explanation of what Robert Frost wanted to express. The poem is set in a scene where the poet is in a bad mood and is walking by a tree, a hemlock tree. Hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. As he passes by, a crow happens to throw some snow dust on him or shake off some snow dust on him. Whether it falls on his head or shoulders is unknown, as there is no specific mention in this poem. Actually, it was a dust of snow. Dust means very little amount of snow. So it was a little shower of the powder of snow that was on him. So there was no actual falling of a lump of snow, a pile of snow. He doesn't use. The poet itself clarifies that it was a dust of snow, minute particles of snow. How much a snow can a crow shake off? It was sitting on a branch and shaking, and little bit of snow, just because of that, showered on the poet. Also, the readers are left in doubt about the bird's specific action, whether the crow was landing, shivering with cold, readjusting itself on the branch, or taking off. It happened to send some particles of snow upon the author. Here, the two agents of nature, the hemlock tree and crow, are signifiers of sadness and gloom, just like poet's mood was in the opening scene. Right? For reasons unknown, the author was having a terrible day, but the falling of the snow or the shower of minute particles of snow lifted his mood instantly. He had already spent his day in a bad mood, but the rest of it was saved by the crow and the hemlock tree. Generally, hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references or to show the darker side of nature, the bad side of nature, or bad reference of nature, as it is generally symbolized as bad omen and bad reference to later. But Frost, being a nature poet, a nature lover, he never found anything gloomy or sad. That's why he exactly used these two examples to tell people even these bad things, these little things can brighten up your day if you love nature. He had already spent his day in a bad mood, and the rest of it was saved by the crow and the hemlock tree. Generally, hemlock tree and crow are used for negative references, but the poet used them beautifully to portray that inauspicious things can bring joy and happiness too. One must not take things for granted and should be open and accept whatever way nature chooses to bless us. Now, the literary devices rhyme scheme is ABAB. Alliteration. You know the definition of alliteration: has, heart, saved, some. These are examples of alliteration. Inversion, when the structure of sentence is changed by the poet. So you can see in stanza 1, and where you can see inversion. Then assonance, shook down on me, down, on. The O sound is very prominent. Then there is enjambment that you will find. So these are the devices used by the poet. I think that will be all for today's video. Till we meet again in our next video, you take proper care of yourself and be well. Bye.